And there goes the challenge marker. It looks like our two teams are about to get underway here.
And there they go.
And we'll just wait a second or two, let them load in so that nothing bad happens with the spectator mode. Now seems about safe.
Actually, give me a name on that.
Kirov again.
Okay, there we go.
And on the green team, we have insert coin here. We have Shockade as Vezin, Kirov as Iceland, Zentes as Trovok, Shinjaki as Nisus, and Don't Bash Me as Ukonin. A fairly damage-heavy team with a little bit of control and defensiveness from the Vezin and the Trovok, and of course Kirov is probably the best Iceland player in the game at the moment. So that gives them a very strong edge defensively. We see them doing a split jungle while Rocket to Uranus is once again starting out with their super creep, and are going to reverse jungle as a group. For Team Rocket to Uranus, we have Sidious N as Nethergist, To Die For as Vezin, Cryonic as Iceland, Rocket as Conan, and XL Pink as Carapace. I can never remember his name. And they have a fairly standard team setup with an emphasis on magic damage from Ukonin, Nethergist, and Vezin.
Both teams here look like they're jungling pretty close to each other, but haven't greeted each other yet.
Looks like Team Rocket is trying to get a few extra creeps in from the other side of the jungle, while Sidonis is going to go ahead and get a jump in lane. Looks like he's going to force Shockade to come out and greet him so that they don't take any early hits on that tower. And it looks like Team Insert Coin here is not going to get their super creep. It will be interesting to see how this works out. Both of these teams do have some level of skill to them. The Sidious getting caught by Vezin's combo in mid, but it being so early, it doesn't do a lot of damage to him. Vezin actually taking more damage from the creeps than he dealt out to Nethergist.
Should send a tell to actually, the green team is still showing as green team on the roster.
I'm guessing they either don't want to take the time to do it or they don't know how. That command I don't think has been published anywhere.
No.
Some damage being taken on bottom tower, but it's minimal. We have a fight up top here, actually. Don't Bash Me getting caught in the jungle, but he is going to get away from Rocket and Cryonic. Just barely, though. Iceland coming in to shield him. Very close call on top lane already. Team Rocket having a very, very slight gold advantage this early in the game. They're probably farming their creeps slightly better. And it looks to me that the early game advantage is definitely probably going to go to Rocket. And Insert Coin here has a much stronger late game potential due to that Nisus. So it will be interesting to see if Rocket can pick up enough of an early game lead that they can roll over Team Insert Coin here, because if they can't, they will probably lose. We see some aggressiveness on top lane. Kirov taking a beating. Rocket taking a beating in return from Shinjaki. Oh, we see Don't Bash Me just sitting in the jungle. Lowest level person across both teams right now, but that's jungling for you. Kirov and Rocket once again exchanging some beatings on top lane. While bottom tower To Die For is going ahead and putting some pokes on that. And that annoying beeping you hear in the background is a timer telling me I need to tab out and do something. I will be 1 minute. I hope I'm not missing anything important, Varric. If there is, please comment on it.
No problem. It looks like we're just about where we left off last time. Oh, a little bit of Rocket Uranus is trying to get Zentis out of the way so they can attack the bottom tower right now. Zentis doing a pretty good job of holding him off.
Alright, all of that's taken care of. Apologies for that. And we're seeing more of the same, pretty much. Varric's right, nothing has really changed. Bottom lane taking some damage from creeps. Bottom tower being about down to half right now.
Looks like they have the placement of their team right now pretty well off. Zentis, for example, at the bottom tower is a good. Trovok's a good.
Trovok
immortal
can solo
to protect
pretty easily.
Yeah.
On the top lane, Kirov and Shinjaki is a nice combination there. You pretty much need an Iceland on your team if you want to run a carry. And that is the only way to do it. Otherwise, the carry will just feed and feed and feed. As has been proven in prior games. Meanwhile, we have Vezin and Nether just in mid. That's a lane that's not going to go anywhere. So we more or less have 3 stalemate lanes here. Though it looks like Sidious is coming up to try to get the gank in, but they know he's coming, and they're not going to get it. 3v3 fight on top lane here. They're going after Cryonic. They're not going to get him. All 3 of them getting lit up by that spear. Here comes Shockade to come in. He's going to drop his ultimate. They're only going to hit Sidious with it. Will they finish Sidious off? Yes, they will. Don't bash me. Getting the kill.
Axel Rocket goes down as well. Cryonic is
going down as well. I did not see that.
Cryonic is desperately going to try to hold this tower, but I'd recommend he leave.
He's not going to, and he's going to die. Them having no problem dealing with that tower with the Iceland there.
That tower is gone.
Very little damage early game.
They will not be able to get... Rocket Uranus is not going to get there in time. Let's see what's going on the bottom tower as soon
that
as...
tower is officially down.
Alright. Zentis still holding the bottom tower successfully at 45%.
A certain point here definitely exploiting that advantage. Up top we have Rocket and Cryonic going ahead and getting that buff. Iceland getting it by the looks of it. Not who I would have given it to. It looks like we have a lane switch from Insert Coin here. Zentez is going up to top lane while Kirov and Shinjaki are on bottom. Shinjaki getting caught out without Iceland's help, but Iceland is just coming in, walks right into the barrier, gets silenced, but they can't do enough damage to Shinjaki to finish him. Looks like we have Nether just tagging that super creep that they're trying to get. Nether just successfully stealing the speed buff from Insert Coin here. Oh, it always makes me smile when I see that happen.
Very well done. Now we're coming together here in the mid here. Oh, we're going to have a massive XL rocket takes a hit, but he
Taking
gets
quite a few
away.
hits. Cryonic is going to save him. Meanwhile, we see bottom getting pushed a little bit. Kirov and Pink fighting each other. And they're going to start putting some damage onto that tower. But Cryonic and Rocket, it looks like, are going to try to swing it around behind, and they were seen. They're not going to get anything out of that. A lot of damage flying around here. Kirov taking a lot of hits, and Kirov just barely getting out of there. Putting the rebirth on himself. He's going to try to die.
Successfully.
Going down.
Oh, and he's back.
Rocket going down, but he got a res on him. We see Vezin popping the ult there. So much stuff flying around. It looks like Rocket is going to retreat. Looks like we saw a 1-for-1 trade in that fight. They killed XL Pink, but Shinjaki died. Probably more of a setback to Shinjaki. We see the advantage definitely swinging in the favor of Insert Coin here with 4 kills to 1 death and a gold advantage of approximately 1,500. They also have 1 tower down to Rocket's 0. XL Pink we see getting a True Vision Serum to start pinching some wards. As that's what crabs do. Not too much action going on in the lanes right now. We see Rocket coming down, Rocket wanting a piece of somebody. It looks like they're going straight for Shinjaki and Kirov. Shinjaki going down. Kirov, where did Kirov go? Okay, it looks like he is going to get away there. Shockade coming in to try to help, but Don't Bash Me taking a lot of damage. He's going to get out. Zentez is laying down some support there. And it looks like they're just going to get Shinjaki out of that, but both teams now assembled on bottom lane. Looks like we have Rocket taking advantage of the fact that both teams have bunched up to go get some free farm in mid. And Don't Bash Me has an issue with that. He's going to try to drift up and deal with it. Seems that both teams are kind of splitting up now. As we look at the items, we don't really see anything out of the ordinary. We see, of course, Team Rocket favoring the Orchid Stone, while we actually don't see any on Insert Coin here, which is a bit unusual with how powerful that item is.
Shinjaki just gets away at the bottom tower trying to defend it, deciding whether or not teleporting back to the base would be a good idea or not, leaving the bottom tower, unfortunately, to go down.
Oh, Iceland not going to be able to save it that time. Iceland can save a lot, but you can't save that tower.
Not at 5% health.
And it looks like Shinjaki is actually just going to go life leech off some creeps. Getting that that blood drinker very early, which is usually an odd choice for Nisus, but it's letting her heal off the jungle creeps.
Yeah, very nice. She was like down to like 3 to 5% health, and looks like she's back up.
There's another ward going down. Looks like we might have a little fight here in mid lane. Vezin making some moves there. Shockade. He's going to get slowed and they're not going to engage.
For a moment there, I thought we'd have almost the entire, both of the teams in the middle there.
And then they all split up.
Yeah.
Cell Pink running around looking for wards.
Not quite ready yet. I was about ready to start eating more carrots here, and then I realized, oh, we're commentating here. I better not do that to our viewers.
Looks like we see Speed Buff getting taken down there by Rocket. Faster Conan gets faster. 3 Midas potions going on Insert Coin here side. They definitely want to get some more coins. We see Don't Bash Me, Kirov, and Shockade all having Midas potions. And speaking of, Zentes just barely getting out of that with his ultimate. Almost got caught out in the jungle, but he will escape. See some team jungling here from Team Rocket. There goes another ward. Looks like they're wanting... I thought they were going to go for mid-tower there, but it looks like Team Rocket has other ideas. Looks like they're drifting back to their lanes. And what we see here is a fairly odd thing. We see the lanes seem to have restored themselves after going down initially. Usually once the lanes break down like that, they stay down for the entire fight, but not this time. Might see something here with Pink versus Zentes, but no, they're both going to run away from each other.
I think they're waiting for their backup from their teams, coming together here somewhat in the middle.
Help. Both teams sort of converging, but not quite. Doesn't look like we're going to see a team fight yet.
A lot of hesitation in this match so far.
I think both teams know that the other team is perfectly capable of doing severe damage if they make a mistake, and they just don't want to engage yet. Both teams want to engage on their own terms, and neither is really having a chance to do that right now. XP-wise, we're noticing that Rocket to Uranus has somewhat of an odd distribution of XP. Their Carapace is only level 8, but their Nethergist is the highest level person in the game at level 14.
2 die for just went down.
Getting Shinjaki, I don't even know where that happened. I wasn't looking. That came out of nowhere. As I was saying, we're seeing a much more even distribution of XP on Insert Coin here. Most of them are about the same level.
Well, Insert Coin is ahead in terms of coins, no pun intended there, and ahead by a few kills.
Zentes trying to save the True Vision Totem, but not quite able to. I wonder how much of that gold advantage has been lost by these totems getting destroyed. And it seems that we're going to see a team fight here. Oh, nice ult by To Die For. Shinjaki killing the underleveled Pink. Rocket going down, but getting rezzed. Zentes also getting a res. Zentes going to go down. Don't Bash Me might get killed, but he's not. And we're only going to see one death in that entire... No, there goes Bash Me getting too close to the action again. And it looks like that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade, despite everybody using everything in that fight. Not sure who came out ahead in that fight, and I'm not sure who used what, but definitely a very interesting trade. Pink needs to get himself some levels. He's only level 8 right now, and most people are approaching level 12. Sidious hitting level 16, now has his signature. Don't Bash Me getting another Midas potion. He really wants that gold. Meanwhile, Rocket wants that Arisen Champion buff, and him and Cryonic are going to take it. Kirov and Don't Bash Me, on the other hand, we're going to see an Iceland Ukonin versus an Iceland Ukonin here. It looks like we have a teleport gank coming in. There's Shinjaki coming in, Shockade coming in from mid. They're going to go after Cryonic, and they're probably going to get him. Yep, there he goes.
Everybody comes together in the center here. To Die For is getting hit once again pretty hard. Holding itself though. Looks like he'll be alright.
Yep. Not the best ultimate there, not catching anybody. Sidious going with the signature though. There goes Stockade signaturing. To Die For is going to go down. Who's XL Pink getting caught out there? Looks like they're not... Oh, they are going to get Sidious. Don't Bash Me eating the tower dive with Iceland's Resurrection. And it looks like this mid tower is going to be toast. Definitely very nicely played by Insert Coin here.
Indeed. Cryonic is crying for assistance from his team right now. Where are you guys?
Oh, we're dead.
What?
Looks like they're going to go ahead and take speed buff there. Nicest getting it. Meanwhile, Rocket definitely wants to try to stop the bleeding somehow. Green team picking up almost 4,000 gold advantage from that last team fight alone. XL Pink definitely needs to catch up on his levels right now. He is so far behind everyone else. Sidious being the only person with his SIG, this team was not able to use that to their advantage.
Just at this moment, the only action right now are creeps fighting against creeps. If that's your sort of thing, I have it on camera.
Looks like Don't Bash Me has picked up a True Vision serum of his own to go around ward hunting. Shinjaki has just hit level 16 now. We're going to start seeing a lot of firepower coming from that Nisus. Cryonic, it looks like Rocket has been caught out of position. Cryonic is getting killed. Don't Bash Me taking a lot of fire in return, but he's not going to be in any trouble right now. Both Vezins dropping their ult, Shockade being the only one getting caught. To Die For jumping in with his SIG. Zentes going down, Shinjaki going down to the Nethergist. Shockade going down as well, leaving just Kirov and Don't Bash Me. Rocket going down to Kirov, however. And it looks like that Ukonin Iceland is going to be all that they need. Sidious going down now. Kirov must be laughing his ass off on Ventrilo right now. I know him, and he certainly is at that performance. That was spectacular. Bottom lane here, we see Don't Bash Me going after that tower. XL Pink going to try to hold him off successfully, actually. Killing all those creeps with his ultimate, eventually. Meanwhile, we see Cryonic and Rocket are jungling. Another quick glance at the items shows that Shinjaki has a lot of the items he really needs to start being a danger to everybody on the team. Now we're starting to see the Orchid Stones pop up on insert coin here. Meanwhile, we see, interestingly, Rocket to Uranus has most of their items, but very few of them are upgraded. Do you think, Barrick, that it's better for a team to focus on one or two items, or to get all of their initial items and then upgrade them? What do you think?
I think that definitely depends on the Immortal. Now, I play Lazarus, and I just recently switched over to actually playing Balak. They're both fairly similar in terms of the items. I find that getting a couple of the items first level up as much as possible really does help, especially when you're trying to push really hard to the enemy's team or enemy's base quickly. But it definitely depends on the Immortal.
We see Ukonin, Don't Bash Me, coming in here for... It looks like he wanted to try to get a teleport gank, but somebody saw him. And it looks like we're going to have a team fight in the jungle here over this here, and someone's about to have a really bad day. There goes Sidious popping his signature, Zentei's popping his. So one of the Icelands, Kirov, I believe, using theirs. Sidious going down, Rocket going down, Shinjaki killing to die for. XL Pink stuck there with the res. He's going to die, more than likely. Yeah, there he goes. Cryonic being the only one to escape that mess. And I think they're going to go for him anyway, because why not?
Oh, I would. He's going the other way too. Oh, looks like
going to the tower. They're going to tank the tower. Something that you don't see a lot of. People are scared of these true damage towers, but you can really do a lot of damage to one of them in the time period that you have, especially if you have someone like Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland's definitely helped. So ever since we switched those towers over to true damage, it's really changed the dynamic.
Guy coming in here, he wants a piece of someone, but that tower is going down. To all you doubters who said that it couldn't be done, there, it was just done. A tower tanked and killed without creeps. Stop whining. That is all. I'm sure Barrick knows exactly who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Rocket trying to catch up through the jungle, but all they're doing is getting slowed down more. At 13,000 gold advantage, or 12,000 actually, my bad. Like it matters at this point. For insert coin here. Meanwhile, Team Rocket lagging behind by 11 kills and 3 towers. It's a bit uncommon that you see both teams focusing so much on the jungle, but here we see Sanguinar is going to go down, Shinjaki taking the lead on the damage there. But this has been a very jungle-heavy game, and it's been working out really well for insert coin here, but not so much for Team Rocket, who mostly, I've noticed, have been jungling because they've been pushed out of lane. I'm also noticing a lot of group jungling from Team Rocket, which I don't think is very efficient. Because they're not much XP to start with, and they're splitting it among 3 or 4 people. They would be much better served if they could find a spot in the lane where they're not going to get killed and just kill the creeps.
Right, I agree.
Meanwhile, going through here, just finding these vision totems and killing them.
We have Rocket to Uranus expecting an attack on their north tower here, and they're going to get it pretty soon here if they don't get into the jungle and at least try to get a few more levels. And it looks like
they've anticipated correctly. Bottom might get pushed here. I would not be surprised.
no,
They're
they must defend.
try to defend it, and horrible death is in store for somebody. Surprisingly, it doesn't look like we're going to get a team fight out of this. I would have expected one to happen. looks like they're simply going to find a lane that they can effectively apply pressure to and then push it. It looks like they want mid now. Mid definitely would give them a much bigger advantage than that bottom tower. Team Rocket scrambling to get into mid somehow quickly before this tower can get pushed, but looks like they are going to show up in time. And here we again see that turtling is definitely proving to be effective in this sort of situation, with Team Insert Coin here not able to push despite having a 13,000 gold advantage. Not to mention the Sanguinar buff.
Looks like they're splitting up a little bit. Insert Coin is taking all lanes at the moment. Don't Bash Me's at the top. We have Shockade and Zentis in the mid, and Shinjaki just kind of going around the jungle, meeting up at the top here, it looks like. Oh, taking a little break at the Banshees. And most of Rocket Uranus in their base, just defending, waiting for an attack.
Looks like we'll have some action down here. To Die For versus Shinjaki. To Die For using an immunity pot, making Shinjaki eat all those tower shots, but not going to get him with the ultimate. Getting a bit of a scuffle here. I don't know if it's going to turn into a proper team fight. I don't think it is. Pink probably going to die because he's so under-leveled. Correction, he's not under-leveled anymore. Most of their team is at level 17. He caught up. He is, however, fairly under-farmed. Shinjaki and Kirov getting caught in that mess. Kirov sigging. Vezin sigging. Shockade is going to ult. There goes Rocket. Cryonic is going to go down after sigging, but it's not going to help. Pink is going to go down next. And that was just utter carnage. To Die For is probably next.
He tried to get away, but then he got pulled back. That was great.
That's what Vezin does. To Die For not quite able to replicate his performance in the earlier match. Now we have Nethergist here. Sidious just trying to hold them off this tower.
Also, we have Don't Bash Me and Zentis taking possibly the mid tower here.
That's the counter to turtling, split pushing. But they don't really need to do it after winning that team fight. They don't really have any opposition.
I think they're going to be able to take this tower.
Runs and hits on bottom, and there they both go at the same time. Kirov wanting to go back as he's out of mana. But his recall is going to get cancelled by that Nethergist Spear.
Yeah, they definitely need a little pause here. Recoup and reorganize here, then come back. Two of the towers down in that base. They can totally push the mid here now, I think.
Yep, with those towers down, it really removes Rocket's ability to turtle. They need those towers to stay up. Not seeing much interesting right now. We're going to see Shinjaki go ahead and pick up the Krythus buff. Krythus being the less dangerous of the two super creeps, while arguably having the more useful buff. Going to see Zentes just go ahead and kill some random creeps there. Rocket saying that Nisus' shield needs a nerf. So apparently the buffs to Nisus have caught at least one person's attention. Though to be honest, in my opinion, the only thing that's making Nisus powerful here is the presence of a very good Iceland. Otherwise, Nisus just gets shut down early phase.
Just had a friend on Steam message me, how's that gaming thing going?
I've actually gotten a question about that myself, and there's a stupid timer again, which means I have to go do something again. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen in the 30 seconds or so.
As long as it involves food, you're okay.
Cover for me, Barrick. Make sure to
Alrighty.
announce every fun thing that's happening. It looks like they're going to go for top tower now.
Yeah, top tower is down at 50% here. Insert coin going into the jungle, just kind of taking a few of these other creeps here. Newts, rather. Shinjaki taking an early stab at the top tower here with Shockade joining him. We have Rocket Uranus protecting up, and it went down. So now all they have left here is the top tower in Rocket Uranus's base here to take, which it looks like they're going to take an attempt at. Some of their creeps went down though, so they're going to back off a few minutes here and let the other creeps join them. Oh, circling back around to mid. They're going to enter the base this way. Clean out some of the enemy's creeps.
I'm back now.
They were going to try to take the top tower there, but as you return...
Looks like they're instead going to settle for that relic there.
Yep. Looks like that was a good strategy here. They have their...
And there goes Super Happy Man going ahead, and they're going to go for the other relic, while that Super Creep is going to go ahead and punch that A-Crop into oblivion.
Great distraction against their creeps.
And now they have 2 Super Happy Creeps to go building punch. That Super Creep is going to kill that A-Crop. Now we see everything flying around, everybody ulting, everybody sigging. This is AoE hell, ladies and gentlemen. Rocket going down, 2 die for going down as well. Everybody else surviving that because of the dual Iceland SIGs, but that bottom A-Crop is not going to live any longer. XL Pink getting caught out, he is gone, and it looks like this is going to be game over. Cryonic being next. Kirov and Shinjaki just going ahead and running up on the tower, because what does it matter? And that is game. Game over. Well played by both teams, but the victory is going to go to Insert Coin here.
Very well done. We'll leave up the score here just for a couple of minutes to let people take a look at it before we go back to the hub.
I will go ahead and update the tournament.
So who do we have next?
That was the last match of the day, actually. The next matches will be taking place next week. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday.
We should be playing again Saturday, I believe, although we will post that all into the forums, and we will also have the some point this week we'll have the exhibition team members posted as well. I don't know if they're actually all determined for sure yet. If you see me jumping into one of those matches, you know we're in trouble. I will admit I'm not on the team by default. I'm going to go back to the hub here, see who's currently in the hub. I don't know if we're actually in the same hub here.
And that was a very nicely played game by both teams, but the congratulations are going to go to Insert Coin here. Both teams will be moving on to next week, as they have both won matches, but it looks like Insert Coin here is going to get the preferential treatment with 2 wins.
For the crystal!
I did record that match, so we're going to get that on YouTube, let players review it. This time I recorded it in the proper channel, so it should work. We'll see. Well, since it's the last match actually of this weekend, we are going to, for this specific live stream, we're going to give this a few more minutes here to make sure that the stream delay is taken into account, so we'll get 6 minutes past this, and then we can end it. Did you have any more questions for me? I don't know if you had an actual list or anything that we could share with the community.
Nope, I was just asking things as I thought of them to keep
very
the
good.
stream going during the downtime.
Excellent.
I'm sure we can find a formal list of questions to ask you next week, though.
We should do that.
We can collect some feedback from the forums. Like last time.
So if anybody has any questions about the tournament, about the game right now, this would be an excellent time for us to jump on next weekend and actually answer some of those questions. So I think we'll kind of make an official ending here and mark it down. So this is Matthew Barrick Anderson, the community manager at Petroglyph and Rise of
And
Immortals.
I'm Peach Trilobite, community moderator for Rise of Immortals.
We are here live streaming one of the last matches of the first weekend of the Make It Rain tournament. Right now we have actually prize donation pool that just looks like it was bumped up again. It's trying to get an exact number here, but you guys can go into the forums and check out the live stream recordings and the actual prize pool here for those that will win the tournament next weekend, and then go on again to play in an exhibition match with the development team. If you would like to donate to the tournament, you can still do so. The tournament donations will officially end on the 28th next weekend from the last matches. And as a reminder, also for donations, any donation is equally matched with Petroglyph coins for your character and account. So if you are intending on actually purchasing coins anyway, stop, go and donate to the tournament, and you will get your coins regardless.
And if you're keeping an eye on the hub, Barrick, or at least if you're in the same hub that I'm in, there's quite the argument going over people thinking that Kaio is hacking. Again.
Kaio should not be able to hack, so... But then again, that's kind of... Let's see. I am going to pay you a
Kaio
visit.
generates so many complaints, just because he's very good.
I think I am in the same hub as you. Let me check.
If you see a massive wall of red text, yeah, that's loud. And I apologize for having distracted Barrick, but this is something that he might actually have to deal with, so... As the community manager person.
Let's see here.
I will start keeping tabs on the stream, and I'll let you know when it cut it then.
Okay.
It's because he's very, very good. That's my impression of it anyway. You'd have to ask them what specifically they think he's doing, but I think it's just because he's a very skilled player. I mean, he does have 3 people on the top 3 leaderboard. Oh, I see what the cheating's about now. That it's in Skype actually. They're complaining that Misery was spectating the match and was feeding Kaio intelligence on what was going on. No. Dylan seems just amused. He's like, even if he's not in the game, he's still called a cheater. Alright, you can go ahead and kill it.